right, what is going on? Welcome to the Risen Fallen Podcast. I am your host, Mark Henriksen. If you're brand new to this show, then what you can expect is open and authentic conversations about things like mental health, self-development, how to get your life moving in the right direction. If you're not feeling good about where you are right now, at least having the confidence knowing that you're moving in the right direction every single day. And if you're not new to this show, then thank you very much for coming back, supporting the show, supporting the cause, and supporting the journey, supporting the idea of making yourself 1% better every single day, and along the way, lifting other people up as well. And so what is going on? How is everybody doing? Happy Monday morning. As we roll into this week, I hope that everybody is doing well. It is getting pretty warm here. I know like the last couple weekends, I was blessed enough to go camping and go fishing and kind of take a little break and take a little rest and recovery time in the great outdoors. And I was also blessed with a little bit of hail, a little bit of rain, a little bit of wind, a little bit of, weather that didn't make for the best, fishing or camping. It was pretty wet. It was pretty chilly, but at least I did get some time to rest and recover. And, so it's been a good couple weekends, but it's getting warm now that I'm back home, back at work. You can see I am sweating through my shirt here. Got to get my AC back going on. I think I'm going to crank it on tomorrow, but yeah, hope everybody is doing well. One of the things that I've always kind of realized about myself is where and when I need, external recognition versus internal recognition. And I noticed that when I need it is when I'm at my, sometimes my worst versions of myself is when I'm looking so much for external validation or external gratification or dopamine rushes. And, one of the main things that I've noticed, especially working in construction, I would do home renovations, and a lot of the time when you start to take walls apart and houses apart, whether it be to get expose some plumbing, expose some electrical that we need to take care of, or to reframe something that's gone rotten or gone moldy or had water damage or something like that, a lot of the time people see the finished product. They see the brand new fresh coat of paint, the new trim, the baseboard, the doors, or whatever it could be. That it's kind of looking nice and clean and shiny and well polished and well done. And people see that and they go like, or that paint job or that door trim or whatever it is just really like makes the room pop. It really like, and the things that I find that, even though obviously that's true, like the finishing touches obviously put the cherry on top, quite literally, but the one thing that people don't see is all the little work that goes in behind it. And I think that goes for not just my job or my line of work or my industry, but I think that goes for, every industry, every line of work and every job. I think that there's a lot of unsung heroes out there that are going out and doing a lot of grinding work that people don't see, that they don't appreciate, whether that takes more time, more effort, more blood, more sweat, more tears, or whatever it could be. There's always the aspect of our jobs or our lives that people, won't always know that you've done to the best of your ability. And, there's that famous, I think it was a Steve Jobs quote or something like that, where he and Mark Twain were painting I think it was his dad, but I think him and his dad were like painting a fence, and they paint the fence. There's like this, like fence along the back side of their property when he's a little kid, and the back side of the fence just goes out to like this pasture, this field that nobody ever like goes to. And so they like paint the one side of the fence, and then his dad's like, oh, like I think we're done. And then he's like, no, we gotta do the back. And then he's like, oh, why do we have to do the back? Nobody's gonna see it. And he's like, well, maybe nobody will see it, nobody will know, but we're gonna know if we completed the job, if we did, 100% of the job with 100% to the best of our abilities. Like, only we're going to know that. And it's not, and it kind of speaks wonders. And I think I could have butchered that story, so maybe look that up for yourselves if you want to hear it. But I think you guys get the gist of it, of like, You know, a lot of the time in life, whether we want to admit it or not, we cut a lot of corners. And I'm not saying that we do that in every aspect of our lives, but I'm saying that a lot of us do it in a lot of aspects of our lives. We cut corners. We rationalize things that we don't need for ourselves. We feed into our own, addictions. We enable ourselves. Sometimes we just let ourselves slip. We stop doing the dishes. We stop doing our laundry. We stop waking up on time or going to bed on time or stop reading or stop journaling and, start watching shows more or using junk food or like social media or any other ways like that to get like cheap little quick fixes of dopamine rush. And I think that to some degree, I think that external validation, that I think they call it like extrinsic, is kind of a form of that, like that kind of like validation, like whether it's in words or whatever it could be. It's kind of like a form of that, of like seeking something external to fill like an internal void. And I think that sometimes what that can lead to, because like I said, like everyone's so preoccupied out there, and they all have to do their own job, and everyone's looking for their own, validation from people around them, and so not everybody's always looking to give like the recognition or the credit to somebody for doing something that they didn't even actually see them do. Like like if when someone builds a website and they're like, oh, like, can you just like change this one color? And then you make that one alteration. And they're like, wow, that really fucking made the website beautiful. And it's like, well, you didn't see the hours of fucking coding and designing that I've done before. But yeah, you're right. I guess that color change fucking really completed it. But, I think that you guys get the gist of what I'm trying to say. I think um, because people aren't always going to see all the work that you have to get done to achieve the results or the outcome that you actually get to achieve, you know, I think that consistently working to get external validation or external recognition can obviously lead to burnout, can obviously lead to a dissatisfaction with your own efforts, with your own work, because it'll never be enough. It'll never, you'll always be kind of chasing that constant, like, and even when you do really well, like I know, like if you've ever worked in sales or anything like that, like, if you hit like a, like 30% over your monthly quota or whatever it is, like that's your new norm. Like that's kind of what you're expected to do from now on. And so when you do a good job like that, like, yeah, you do it. And people are like, wow, that's fucking, even if you do get the recognition and the credit, people are like, wow, that's fucking awesome. But then that's what you're expected to do from now on. Like, it's like, oh, that's possible for you to do. Then you ought to be doing it. Like, I think that, and I'm not trying to discourage anybody from working hard or anything, but I'm just saying like that the more, it's one of those things that if you are using it as a tool to make yourself feel good or feel motivated or feel inspired or feel, worthy of being around, then you're going to have that kind of addictive, like chase the dragon type thing, because the more recognition that you get, the more common what you're doing to get recognition will be. And as well, the more common that feeling of recognition is going to be for you. And so it's kind of like a cycle that's just going to lead to burnout and dissatisfaction. And I think that so many of us are, prone to this kind of comparison, or this kind of like need for external validation or recognition because of our addiction to, social media. And even just like if you're watching like reality TV, half the fucking time, like it is basically just like literally social media. Even like everything that we're starting to watch on Netflix or YouTube or streaming platforms or anything like that, like everything has been tailored towards making every single second of every single piece of content the most exciting it can possibly be. And I think that obviously, I don't think that that's the best for our brains. I think that that's why we're always constantly looking for stimulation, recognition, and kind of external validation. And so, when do you think, or when do I think, I guess is a better question, because I'm just kind of rambling on here. When do I think that I search for it the least? I think that a lot of the time, I search for it the least, and I notice it in other people as well, when I'm starting to actually just tick all the boxes that I have in my life, and when I start to do things that I'm genuinely proud of myself for doing. And so A lot of the times that can be just little simple things like taking care of my laundry, taking care of my dishes in the sink, taking care of, just tidying up the space around me and making it more pleasant to be around or be inside or be, you know, or even just exercising or eating good, making sure I stretch, like doing things for myself that kind of, little things that people won't actually see. Sometimes it's something as little as just like tidying out your vehicle or like picking up garbage on your way to work. Make the pathway or the literal your actual physical space more enjoyable to be around. Something that people won't notice all the time. Whether it's just like wiping down the fucking uh like countertop in a bathroom that you're in a public space or something like that. Something that somebody, it's not your job and nobody's really going to notice, but you'll notice. You'll know that you made the world a better place today. And I think that when that's the case, when you know inside your heart, I'm doing the Lord's work, I'm doing a good thing, doing a good deed. When you're looking to do those things with the intent of getting recognition or getting repaid or reimbursed for it, then you're going to be you're going to be fighting a losing battle. But if you're doing those things out of the goodness of your heart to make the world a better place, because you know what, if you were to be real with yourself, you don't deserve all the blessings that you have in your life, most likely. I know that I can say for myself, I probably got a lot more blessings than I deserve in my life. And so sometimes I think that, it's important for us to really look at the things that we do on a daily basis and see, like, can I make a positive impact in this world? Can I just make, someone's day or someone's smile, or just make, like, fuck, if I can't really be social right now, maybe I can just make the physical space around me a little bit better, you know? And maybe it's someone else's job to do that, but maybe I'm going to just do a little bit of their job today because I think I need to make the world better. And I think that when you have that feeling inside your heart, when you have that feeling inside your soul of just like, I want to make the world better today, and then actually taking the steps to do that, not just like manifesting it or thinking it or fucking, I'm going to spread, I'm going to, but to actually do it, to actually do something that, whether you pay for someone's meal in a drive-through or, like I said, it doesn't have to be something that costs money. Just, pick some trash up in the park or just like on the sidewalk or on your way to work, or flush a fucking shitty toilet in the Walmart, or I don't know what it could be, but just, something that you can do to improve your surroundings. And I think that the more that you're intrinsically, internally, if that's the right word, to, if you're satisfied deep within your heart of like, yeah, I made the world better, I made this better. You and your creator know, you guys know the score. You don't need an external person being like, oh, that's one extra thing that you did that was awesome. Thank you very much for doing that. You did great. Like, you don't, all of a sudden that kind of stuff seems like noise. And to be honest, if you're somebody like me, probably the it is nice to hear like an encouraging word, don't get me wrong, but I feel like sometimes like maybe less nice things. Like we some people like people like me, you don't really need the ego boost. I think a lot of the time we get like kind of smoke blown up our ass, and that makes us kind of a little bit more egoic. Like we kind of like it makes us kind of, it can go to our head. And so I remember like a long time ago I read a quote. I think someone bought it for me as like a fridge magnet or a sticker or something like that, and it was just like don't let success go to your head, and don't let your failure go to your heart. And I think the same could be said about, this kind of stuff as well. Like, don't let other people's compliments go to your head, and don't let your own criticisms inside your head go to your heart. And I think that on that note, that could be a beautiful place for this to wrap up. And so, happy Monday. I hope that you guys are doing well as we start off this week. I'm doing pretty well. I'm excited. It's the summer. It is just about to be my bedtime here. And so I'm going to be signing off, and then I will get this episode ready to rock and roll. It's Saturday, night right now, so this will be up on Monday. Happy Monday. Much love. Peace out. See you guys on Thursday. Bye. Love you all. Peace.